Recording in progress.
So last day we just been working up with LINQ, right? So anyone tried this, creating the project? Did you get the default constructor? Default constructor is generated. Some are telling yes, sir. Some are telling no. Some don't have an answer at all. You got a default constructor. Default constructor you did not get. Okay, no issues. If at all you get the default constructor, you are using a old version. If you get a default constructor, you are just been working with a old version. No issue. If you did not get a default constructor, you're using a new version. Simple. If you're getting a default constructor, means you're working on a old version. If you are not getting a default constructor, you're working with a new version. So what to do? Nothing. Online students, am I audible? Just a minute. Okay. So what I'm telling you, if you're no issues, guys. If you're getting a default constructor, use a default constructor in the while creating the instance. How? What is the class name? Obj is equals to new. Put like this. If you're not getting a default constructor, then what you do is you're required to call the parameterized constructor, and for the parameter, you're required to pass the connection string name. What is the connection string name? MVC connection string. That's the difference. That's all. Did you understand me? While creating the instance, if you have a default constructor, create the instance like this. No, sir, default constructor is not generated for me. Then use the parameterized. Okay, in new versions, default constructor will not come. In new versions, default constructor will not be coming. If you're getting a default constructor, means you're using a old version. Then no issue, just this difference, that's all. Don't use a parameter here, directly create the instance in the first way. That's it. Okay, fine. Now, yeah. So our class is going to be, all the things. Yeah, you just tried up what I said here. What is the first step? Create a database. Create a database. Second step, create a table. What is the table we created? Student. Third step, create an MVC application and add the OAuth designer in the project. What is that OAuth designer? LINQ to SQL classes. Is everyone getting that? LINQ to SQL classes. Okay, you guys, if you don't get the LINQ to SQL classes, go to tools menu, get tools and features. If you get it, no issues. Because I said you to select this option when you are installing the studio. If you are not getting this, you did not select that option. What you do is go to individual components, scroll down, code tools. Check it out. When you're installing your Visual Studio Online, I said this option should be selected. Understood? If you don't see LINQ to SQL classes in the list, means you did not select this option. Go to tools, select that option and click on install. Click on install, which will install you the LINQ to SQL classes. If you're getting it, means you selected in first day only. No issues. Clear? Fine. You're required to add the OAuth designer. What name should I give? Any name. but I give you a suggestion. Use your database name. What's your database name? So given the name as mvcdb.dbml. Fine. That came like a window with the two panels. And what I said, you left hand side, you're required to drag and drop your tables. Right hand side, you're required to drag and drop your procedures. We still did not work with procedures. We are working with the tables. So left hand side, drag and drop the table. Which table we drag and drop? And it defined your set of classes and all the things for you. Mainly one important class. What is that? MVCDB data context. And that class is your connection. Second, whatever table you drag and drop, a class is defined with that name now. A class is defined with the pet name, student, with all the properties. And now you want to perform inserting, updating, deleting, and all. And to do all these operations, what is the table? What is the table I said here? Not this. This is not your table. This is your entity. What's a table? Be careful. If your entity name is customer, you'll get customers. If your entity name is employee, you'll get the employees. That's why you remember or not, when I was explaining about this particular thing and the C# basically like classes, tables, and all, I said you table names should not be pluralized. Do you remember that? That's one of an important thumb rule in the DBMS. Table name should not be pluralized. Don't pluralize your table name. If you create your table name as a customers, what will you get here? You know, customers, yes. Table of customers you will get again. Understood? Okay, no, this is a table of students. Table of a student type records. So we call it as students. So if it is customers means table of customers. Again, you will see it as customers yes here. That's why without that conflict, never pluralize the table names. If it is employee, employees. If it is teacher, teachers. Understood? Fine. Now we can start working now. We can start creating our views for performing insert, update, delete, all these operations. Are you guys clearer or not? We can start writing the code for performing the insert operations, update operations, delete operations, all these things. Okay, we'll write the code, guys. We'll create all the views. First, listen. I wanted to create a view. To display all the records present in the table in a tabular format on my view. Right now, no records are there. But we'll add, nah. Suppose there are 10 records in the table. All the 10 records should come and show in a tabular format for me. Okay, now? And every record in a row. And here, what I'm expecting, first record you're getting it. Beside that, I want 3 links. Suppose I'm getting the student data like this, man. 101. Okay. Scott is the student. What are the third? What are the columns here? Class. Class is 10. Next page, some 5,000. Next, photo. The photo should come here. The photo of the student should come here. Okay. You want to show the status? Show the status. Beside that, 3 links has to come. View, edit, delete. For every record, I want to get it. Not for one record, every record. If I click on the view button, it has to open me a window and show me that record in detail. A big image with all the details. Got it? But here photo means I won't show you a big size photo. I'll show you a thumbnail. I'll show you only a thumbnail. You cannot see a big image. But when you click on the view, you'll get a big image with all the details. Edit. When I click on edit, what it has to show? It has to show me a view with all these values so that I can edit. I can edit and update. I can edit and update. When I click on the delete, it has to ask me, are you sure of deleting the record? If I say yes, it should delete. Clear? Either on the top of the table or bottom of the table, I want another link called as add new student. When I click on that, it should open me a view for display, for entering a new record. So totally how many views do I want? Tell me. Four views. What is the first view? Details view. Array, details view. Should show all the details. Second, view means list. List that student. Next, edit. Okay. Next, delete. Oh, sorry. No need delete. Next, insert. So for totally four views. What are the four views? Details view, list view, edit view, insert view. For delete, no need a view. No need. But if the client asks, we can create a view for that also. How? When you click on delete, it opens a window, displays all the details there and asks you, do you want to delete? Yes or no? You click yes, it will be deleted. Without that, again, a separate view, here only I'm doing. What? When you click on the delete, a pop-up will come asking you, what? Are you sure of deleting? If I say yes, delete that record. Point clearer, all of you. And you remember, I won't delete any record physically. I will only change the status. What is the default status value? True. And we'll update it to false. That's what we are going to do. Clearer or not? For the time being, for a delete, I'm not creating a view. But going forward, creating view for delete also I'll show you. Okay. But today I want to create only four views. What are the four views? Details, list, edit, insert. Clear? Okay. Now, watch all of you. I am going to add a controller. Add a controller. We'll name the controller as student controller. Student controller. Okay. I will write a method, guys. Watch. Public view result. Give some name, guys. Display students. Return view. Guys, have a look on this. You're writing a method here. What is the method name? A number of times we written this methods like this. Correct, huh? But this method requires some data. This method requires some data. Recollect yourself. If you want to display some data, the data should be sent by the user as input. Or not. The user can send the input in the form of a route. The user can send the values in the form of query strings. Or we can design user interfaces so that user can enter the values in the text box. Correct? But now I want to get this data from database. I want to get the data from database. Means before I call the view, I need to get the data from the database, and that data is what I should pass to the view for publishing. Did you catch my point or not? Are you clear? So here I will write the code for getting the data from the database, guys. I'll write the code. But before I write, I'll ask you a question. Getting data from database, maybe you require it only for one view, or maybe you need it in multiple views tomorrow. Required in multiple views here. I have gone to get the data one time only. Number of times I want to get the data. So now if I write the code here, tomorrow you want to get the data, again you should write the code again there. Yes or not? Without all this headache, shall we do one thing? We'll write one class with all the data, with all the code there. What is it? For getting the data, inserting the data, updating the data, so that we can use those functions or methods in all the places now. Reusability. Are you clear? Means you want to write all the code for working with the database in a separate file. Got it? We call that as a data access layer. What do you call? Data access layer. All the database code should never be present in the UIs or the controllers. It should be present in the DAL, data access layer. See what I'm doing, all of you. Let me go to the model folder. Why in model folder? Array, working with the database means model. Working with the data means that should be model. Let me go to the model folder. In the models folder, I'm adding a class here, add class. Okay, so let us name this class as student DAL. student DAL, student data access layer, DAL. We simply call it as a DAL class. Click on your add button, a simple class. Do one thing, write all code for working with the databases here. Point clearer or not? Write all the code for working with the databases here. So this code, now this means how do you write? In the form of methods. In the form of methods. Now you can start calling the methods from the UI now. Are you clearer or not? Okay, fine. Now listen. You want to connect it to the database now and load the data from the database. You want to connect to the database and load the data from the database. Means you need a connection now. What's a connection? Answer, guys. What's the connection? Data context. Last class I said you clearly, and today you forget already. What is your connection? You should create the instance of that class now. We don't have connection here. Command nothing. Which class instance? Data MVC DB data context. You're required to create the instance of MVC DB data context. That is a class instance what you just required to create first. Okay. So guys, have a look. That is present under which namespace? Models namespace only. Anyhow, I am also in the models namespace. So directly create the instance. But I don't have a default constructor, right? I said you this only. This line of code will vary for you. If this works for you, leave it. If it doesn't work, what you'll do? Pass a parameter. What is the parameter? Go to web.config, check out the connection string name and put it here. Clearer? Okay, because I said to you in the last session, what's it? In old versions, default constructor is generated, but in the latest version, default constructor is not generated. If it is not generated, use this. If it is generated, use the default constructor. That line only will change here. And that too, this code we write one time only, no props. Not multiple times. You write multiple times, every time I should change it. One time only you write this code. So all of you, will you remember that? Once close the door, excuse me, once close the door. Light పడిపోతుంది లైటింగ్ దాని మీద లైటింగ్ పడిపోతుంది అది డల్ అయిపోతుంది ప్రొజెక్షన్ తేడా ఉంది అయినా వైట్ రావట్లేదు అక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం కాదు ఇది ఏం ప్రాబ్లం ప్రొజెక్షన్ వైట్ రావట్లేదు ఫస్ట్ పెన్షన్ ఆ లైట్స్ కాదు అది పడిపోతుంది ఫస్ట్ అరే దాన్ని అలా అక్కడ దాకా ఉంచు మొత్తం క్లోజ్ చేయకుండా అలా ఉంచు మొత్తం క్లోజ్ చేయొద్దు మొత్తం ఓపెన్ చేయొద్దు చైర్ ఏదైనా పెట్టి అలా ఆఫ్ క్లోజ్ ఉంచు లైటింగ్ పడదు ఓకే సో వాట్ యు డూ యు క్రియేట్ ద ఇన్స్టాన్స్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ క్లాస్ విచ్ క్లాస్ MVCDB data context. This class instance has to be created, MVCDB data context. And guys, remember, once you create the instance of this class will be responsible for connecting to the database. This class will be responsible for connecting to the database. It will take the responsibility of connecting to the database now. Point clear, all of you? Okay. What next? Look. Now, we'll write a method here. What the method has to do? The method has to get me all the students. The method has to get me all the students. Guys, when you don't have database, how did you send a set of records to a view? Forget about database here. How did you send a set of records to a view? I shown you one day one example. I taken a customer as an example and shown you, recollect yourself. We created 6 instances of the customer. We added all the 6 to one list of customer, and that list is passed to the view. Remember? Yes or not? Put that in the mind. I'm writing a method. The return type of the method is list of student. List of students. Some name, what name? I given a name called as get students. I given a name called as get students. This method should get the students data from the database. I repeat, this method should get the students data from the database now. It has to get from the database. Okay. Well, guys, when you want to get the data from the database, what do you want? Maybe I want all the records from the table, or maybe I want all the active records from the table, or maybe I want all the inactive records from the table. Did you understand me? 3 different varieties I want. What? All records, active records, inactive records. So I'll do one thing. I'll pass a parameter, bool, question mark, status. Tell me now, can I pass null here or not? If I pass null here, it has to get me all the records. If I pass it true, should get me active records. If I pass false, should get me inactive records. Understood? Have a look. If status is equals to null, what do you want? All the records. You want all the records. Okay, fine. And the return type of the method is a list. Guys, observe. List of students. I'm just declaring it. That's all. I'm not initializing. List of students. Okay. Now, guys, watch. Students is equals to. Now I need to get the data. Remember LINQ querying? From Elias in your table. What's your table? Remember last class I said you? Intelligence is showing you, if you notice that. That is your table. That only I said you. All our operations are performed on the students. Where is students? Students is in the data context class. That is why we created instance DC dot students. From Yasin, DC dot students. Select S. What are you fetching? All the records. What are you fetching? All the records. We are fetching all the records from the appropriate table. Are you clear? But the return type is not a list, guys. But return type is not a list. The return type is a table. Remember? The return type is, see, if you write a query on an array, return type is array. If you write a query on a list, return type is list. If you write a query on a table, return type is table. But see, students is table, huh? Students is, but this one is table. Means you're writing a query on a table. What is the difference is there? Table. I said you difference between list and table yesterday. Remember? List means will be horizontal. Table means will be vertical. Understood? Okay. So what to do, sir? Very simple, guys. Have a look. Put this in the braces, and you're directly provided with a method called as toList. Not this here. Better you write here. toList. Not here. Just a minute. From SIN, DC dot students dot toList and select yes. We need to get the appropriate information from the table here. And number two is created a list from or there. Dot student. And just a minute. Okay. No conditions, nothing. Because we don't have any conditions, nothing. You can simply say DC dot students. What is DC dot students? Put your mouse there, it will tell you. Table of what you're calling? toList. Converts into list of student. What is students? A list of students. A list of students. No need to write a query, sir. Actually, we need to write a query when you have any clauses. When you have any clauses, suppose you write a where clause there. You're writing a where clause there. You're writing a group by clause there. You're writing a having clause there. Then you need to write a complete query. But when you don't have any conditions there, the simplest way of you can get is dc.students.toList. Else means, what is this? Else means we have some data there. Else means basically what is the meaning? We have some means bool has some value, true or false. Now what do you want? You want to get the data based on true or false now. How do you write now? Now queries, because now you got to write a where clause now. Now query is mandatory. How? From. Okay, imported. Just a minute. No, I thought LINQ is not imported. Okay. Students is equals to from S in DC dot students, where S dot status is equals to status. Select S. Select S. Okay. Again, the query giving you an error. The reason for the error is, again, I'm telling you, it's a table which cannot be converted into list. Put the whole query in the brace and say dot to list. Yeah. Here also it should work. Why it did not work? Why it thrown error here? Just a minute, guys. In the first case also it has to work. Even I don't have a where clause there. Should work here. Why it gave error earlier, I don't know. Yeah, anyhow you can write. You can write simply dc.student.toList or a query. See, a simple query from S in. Earlier we used to write array names there, collection names there. Today we are writing a table name there. So do you remember how to write a query on an array or a collection? Can you recollect the syntax once? How? From, alias, in, array name or collection name. Next, clauses. Next, select alias. Select alias means select star. Correct? Or new column list. New column list. There's a syntax to write queries on arrays and collections. Array now your table here, that's all. What you write is your table name now. What's your table name? Students. But I cannot use students directly. Why? I'm using it in a different place. So that's what DC dot students. What is DC? Instance of data context. And there we have students. Okay. Now see, from S in DC dot student selectors, what is that? All the records. But written type is a table. So calling to list. Here also same query, but where condition. Here no condition and here condition. And without writing a query, you can write it in a simple way also. What is that? DC dot students dot to list. That also will work. But complete query pattern, if you want to see, this is how you write. Okay. But just a suggestion for all of you. No conditions, sorry, no clauses, Simple way. DC dot students dot to list. I have clauses, then go for query. Is my point clear? Now tell me. Finally, the data comes into students. Can I say return students? Are you guys clear? What is the return type of the method? List of student. What is the return type? List of student. Come to student controller. Now, just now I explained you. Before you call the view, you need to load the data from the database. Array, shall I write all this code here or shall I simply call the method now? Did you understand why did I write a separate class? All the data access code put in one file. So tomorrow, anytime you want data manipulations, you can go to that file and can be reused in multiple cases. If you write here, then also it will work. But If you want a second, again you want to get the data, again you should write the code. Which one is better? Multiple times, one time. That's what. Okay. Now, where is the method? What is the method, guys? Where is it present? Which namespace? So come to student controller, recollect all the things. Import the model namespace first. Correct? Second, create the instance of the class. What is the class? Student dal. Student dal is equals to new. I want this for multiple times in my code here. Better I'll go with it global. Okay. And now simply where students is equals to del dot get students of null. I'm passing null means fetch me all records, but this is wrong. We need to fetch only active records. We'll change that to true later. Okay. So now you get all the students here now. Pass the students. That's it. Now understand, earlier also I shown you this example to you, but how did we do on that day? You created the list basically. How? I created 6 instances, added them to the list. But now, are you just going to do it manually? What are you doing? You're getting from the database. See, a request comes to display students. What happens first? Instance of the class is created. Calls the method. Which method? Get student. Go to definition. What will get student do? When you go to get student, it will create the instance of data context and establish the connection with the database. Check the condition. Status null. It will say dc.students.toList and loads into students. Return set. And the returned value comes into students here. I'm passing that to the view now. What the view should do? The view should publish the data. The view should publish the data. Now your application is 100% as in the real time now. Your application is 100% as till now. We did not talk to database. Always we used to do manual data there. Yes or not? Some junk data. We used to enter the data manually and use it. But now we are not getting anything from manually. Everything is coming from database, and that data is what we are using in our applications. Okay. Let's create a view, guys. Display students, right click, add view, MVC 5 view. Guys, if you want, you can directly go for details. Watch now. That only I said you it is a details. Sorry, it's not details. It is list. It is a list. List showing you the list of all the records. Go to list. What is your model class? Student. Your model class is student. You want to use a layout or don't want to use a layout is your choice. Just leave it. Click on the add button. Click on your add button. It will generate the view to you automatically. See there. IEnumerable student. I said you this, remember, a list or anything can be used. IEnumerable, if you use it will be better. Anything it will take. You pass a table, it works. You pass a list, it works. Anything it works. So by IEnumerable is a parent. Okay. And see. On the top you have a link. What is the link? When you click on the create new, it has to call an action method. What is the action method? Create. Are you guys clear? Now it is showing you all the data now in a table. TH. Model names. Next. One record. Picking one by one record and displaying in the form of TD. See, for each loop. Looping now. I'm going to show you. And every record will have a edit button, details button, delete button. Details is nothing but the view what we plan. See, generated. So all of you just watch. Let us add a breakpoint here, guys. Let's add a breakpoint here. Come on, let's run the code. What's the controller name? Student. What is the method name? Display students. Always execution starts from here. See there. What is happening? What is happening? Calling the get students. Calling the get students. So let's go F11. Come here. dc.students.toList. It's connecting now and trying to load the data from the database. As of now, there are no records in the table. As of now, there are no records in the table. Okay. So that's a empty table is going to be loaded. Network related error. SQL server not running. Connected. Data source. Don't talk, man. Don't talk. Concentrate on the classroom. See, something is happening. I'm just trying to fix it. Tomorrow you get the problem. You two should fix it. Man. Without concentrating here, you'll keep chit chatting with each other. Correct. Connectivity error. Network path was not for. Near pipelines could not hosts conflict allow remote connections. Running. SQL server running. Only this error will come and SQL server is not running. The connection options. Allow remote connections is allowed. The access is available, Arun. What happened? The builds TSN password server you already purposes. Make a guess. The Oracle. It's connected. Here it is connected. It's connecting in the Server Explorer. అది కాదు. Okay. Yeah, actually, actually, the thing is, because we don't have a default constructor defined right now. So that's what the problem, what we're facing. It is not generating the default constructor, I said you. Where is that? Just a minute, guys. Yeah, if you go to this, as I said you, it's not generating the default constructor. You're required to pass the complete connection string here, not the connection string name. What you need to pass is the connection string, like how we used to write the code in our C# and ASP classes. What to do first? Read the connection string from the config file and then pass the connection string. Is how we used to write the code in C# and ASP.NET Web Forms. Remember? Read the connection string explicitly and pass it. Okay. So this is how I said wrong. Directly pass off the connection string is what I said. I'm wrong. I should completely create this because pause it. Just till now we don't have all this pain. Straight away, what we have is the default constructor, and the default constructor used to work. Why the change of the code is not known. Even the changes are also not listed anywhere. Even the changes are also not listed anywhere. The changes are also not listed anywhere. Did not get a proper documentation for this till. So the problem what you're facing is you're required to read the connection string first. Say configuration manager dot connection strings of MVCDB connection string dot connection string. Afterwards, that should be passed here, const here. Then it will establish a connection to the database and it tries to call the students and converts into list. Right now, we don't have any records in the table. Right now, we don't have any records in the table. Because we don't have any records in the table, if you observe, it's going to show you empty. Yeah. Display students. No records in the table. So what you got? Name, class, fees, photo, status, and create new. We have used a template. We have used a template. Because we used a template, we are getting the output like this. Okay, ID is missing because ID it won't show generally. Why is there? Because IDs are not required to be shown to user. A user doesn't require to see the ID. What is important for the user? Name. But I want to publish my ID. I want to publish the ID. So if that is the case, without using a template, actually I use the template and shown you without using a template. Go to student, display students, delete it. Don't use a template, guys. Without using a template, what you'll do? Right click, add view, MVC5 view. Just go with our regular option. What is it? Empty without model. We get a blank one. Let us write everything on our own. Is that clear? Add. Yeah, come on. At the rate model, one record or multiple records? Multiple records. So I enumerable. What is our project name? MVC with LINQ1 dot models dot student. Okay. Next, I want to get this output in a tabular format. In a tabular format, just simple HTML code, guys. We'll see how to write that HTML. Yeah. I'm using a H2 with some styling, student details. Next, I want a table. Border one, align center, class, table condensed. What is in bootstrap class? I'm using a bootstrap class. You did not drag and drop the bootstrap here, no need. Why? I have a master page. I have a layout here. I used a layout. Remember, I selected the checkbox, use layout. So I have a layout. When I use layout, see here, by default, this comes with a layout. What is a layout? And already in the layout, they're using the styles dot render and content CSS. Already bootstrap was included here. Already bootstrap was included here. That's why don't require to drag and drop bootstrap again manually. Simply table condensed. Okay. Yeah. See, Bootstrap class listing there. See, listing there means it is working. Bootstrap is working now without dragging and dropping. Why? It is already on the layout. So this is the advantage. If I use a layout, if I use Bootstrap CSS files of the layout, they will automatically apply to all my pages now. Again, no need of dragging and dropping on all the pages. Reusability, parent, child, parent attributes are inherited directly to child. That's it. Okay. Fine. What do you want now? You want to display in the first row. What do you want to show? What do you want to show? Column names. If you want to get the column names, what we use? Display name for. Yes or not? Display name for, display for. Display name for will show you column name. So watch. Watch it. Display name for. SID, name, class, pose, photo. You want to show the status? Use for status also. I don't want to show the status to users. I don't want to show the status to the users. Next step, put actions. What is this? A column called actions here. Under that, I want to show my 3 links now. What? View, edit, and delete. View, edit, and delete links. Okay, this is my first row. Okay, now come to second row. Second row, from second row onwards, data rows. One row, multiple. Means your record is a for each then. Are you recorded for each now? So, at the rate, for each, where, customer, not customer guys, where, simply will say yes, in, at the rate, model. Your model is a list now. Remember, model is a list now. So this is the list. You're applying a for each loop on the list. So what will happen? One by one record comes now. Model is a string. Model is a list. List of students. You are using a for each loop. So what will happen? One by one record is fetched out. One by one record is fetched. Okay. Curly braces. Again. TR by TR. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want to show? I just wanted to show the data now. I just wanted to show the data inside of it. Okay. How do you show? TH by TH. Sorry, not TH. TD, TD by TD. What do you want to show? Data. At the rate HTML dot display for. Okay. Yes. Yes dot. Names are going to be same here. Same name getting conflict there. Here and there, same name. Here also we used yes only. The name is getting conflict. That's why yes. Lambda expression. Yes dot student ID. Yes dot student ID. Okay. Repeat the same for the remaining also. What? Student.id, student.name, student.class, student.fees. What next? Photo. You want to show the photo. How to show the photo? For showing the photo, what do you need? I need an image. I need an image. So guys, watch image. SRC is equals to, here I require to give the image path. Width is equals to, how much width you want? Some 40 pixels. Height is equals to some 25 pixels. But actually, I'm trying to show a thumbnail. Just a small image, a thumbnail, that's all. Alternate. No image. Alternative, no image. What is the no image? When user did not select an image, I'll get no image now. And if user selects an image, I'll show image. If user did not select an image, no image. But here what should come? Image should come. Are you clear? So carefully observe, guys. How to display the image? Actually, User, what will the user do? User will select a photograph. When you're inserting, what will the user do? User will select a photograph. User will enter the ID, user will enter the name, class, keys, all the values, and also select one photograph. And when the user clicks on the insert, first, the photograph should be uploaded to my site. First, the photograph should be uploaded to my site. It should be uploaded to my site. Where it should be uploaded? To store that here, I want to create one folder called as uploads. Let me see. I use the same name. Yes, uploads. In the project, I want to create a folder here. What is the name of the folder? So the photograph should come and fall in the uploads folder. Remember that point. Is it clear? You select any image, that image should come and fall here. How will it come? I'll show you. While writing the code, we'll just, while inserting, I'll explain that. It should come into the uploads folder. Okay. Now I want to show the image. Image is equals to, where is the image now? It's in the uploads folder. Okay. Guys, watch. Not double quote, single quote you should use. Slash. See there. Showing you uploads slash. And here what should come? The name of the image has to come now. Are you getting me? That image name, same name for all. That name will be in the database. The name will be in the database. You see what I'm writing? @student.photo. Did you understand? Watch again. No need till. Simply uploads slash. What is this? This name will come from the database here. All students not same name. Different name will be there. That name will come here. So what it will take? Slash uploads slash name of the photo. Okay. Width is equals to, height is equals to alternate text. Okay, fine. So first 5 columns are filled now. 6th column is actions column. So guys, have a look. TD. Here I need to place 3 action links now. 3 action links. First one, @HTML dot action link. What do you want? View. The text is view. When I click on this, it has to do one thing here. What, it has to invoke an action method. What is the action method name? Any name you like? Let's call it as display student. So previous one, it is a display students. That is plural. This is singular. Display student is what I want. Okay. Next, comma. For this, watch this. What I have? What is this route value? I can pass a route parameter for this now. I can pass a route parameter. What do you want to pass? SID here. Otherwise, how will you show? 10 records are there. You click on view. That record should be shown now. So SID is mandatory here. Okay. New of SID is equals to student dot SID. Now this SID will go as a route parameter. See, means how the URL will be present, HTTP localhost : port number. Afterwards, what's the controller name? What's the action method name? Display student /103. Suppose I selected the record 103. That 103 goes as the route value now /103. Is it clear or not? Understood me? Okay, so this 103 will be a route parameter for my action method. That 103 should come there. So this is how you pass. New of SID is equals to student.SID. Now the same process, the next link. What is the next link? Edit link. What do you want? Edit. When you click on the edit, it has to call me an action method called as edit student. Which student? Should pass the SID again. For editing, deleting, displaying, SID is mandatory. Right? Third link. What do you want? Delete is what you want. Shall we write a method? The method name is delete student. For a delete student also, I should pass the SID. Clear? Now see the fourth attribute. What is the fourth attribute? The third one is, first one is link text. Second one, third one, any value. Fourth one, if you want any HTML attributes, just new of. Okay. I want to use some, basically here we use HTML code, right? What you write here, HTML code. Yeah, I want to write some HTML code, basically JavaScript. What is that? JavaScript code. I am going to attach a on click for my link button. On click. What's it? Return, confirm. Are you sure of deleting the record? And remember this, confirm will show you OK, cancel. OK means true. Now see, return true will submit the page to server. Return false will not submit. Means user clicks on cancel, it won't go to server. User clicks on OK, goes to server. Why, sir? Because return is going to be important here. Return true or false. If return true, submit page to server. If return false, don't submit page to server. That is the inbuilt behavior of JavaScript. It's not your or my work here. It is only the behavior of the JavaScript there. Return true will submit the page to server. Return false will not submit the page to server. OK clicked, return true. Cancel clicked, return false. The page won't be submitted. So now also you won't see any data, but just, okay. This is going to loop now. How many rows are created? How many rows are in the table? That many rows are created. Okay now. And finally, in the last, let me add one more row, guys. With a single TD. This TD, how many columns I want? 5 columns, huh? 5 columns. Call span is equals to 5. Align is, I'm just going to write align equal to center. And here, let me add you HTML.action link. What? Add new student. Write whatever text you want here. Add new student. On the click of this, it has to call me a method. What is the method? Add student. Add student. Okay. And for add student, do you require any route values? Huh? No. Why? Add student blank. Edit means tell me which student to be edited. View means which student to be viewed. Delete means which student will be deleted. But add means it's a fresh new record. I'm adding this link for you in the bottom. So let me run this. Now also no data in the table. You won't see anything. But if data is present, that should load here. If data is present, that should load you in this place now. Add new student. Okay, we'll do one thing, guys. Let's go to SQL. Tables, MVC, DB. Student, now right click, edit. Hmm. 101. Some name. Class 10 or class 5, fees some 50,000. Photo, for the time being I'm writing image 1.jpg. I'll delete it, guys. I'll just to show you only I'm loading it. I will delete all the record because we'll do insert completely freshly. Then we'll see all the data following in this. Same way, 102, some name. Image 2.jpg. Class 5. Image 3.jpg. Extension is .jpg. Yeah, you have some records now in the table. Okay. And now come to the application. No image. Why? The image is not in the folder. Ray, the image is not in the folder. Yes or not? We don't have the image kept in the folder. That's why we are not able to 6 columns, na? In call span is 6. That's why we did not get it in the center correctly. Call span 6. Yeah. So if image is present, image will show now. So for the timing, shall I add some images in the folder? These 3 images. What are the names we given? Image 1, image 2, image 3. Actually, in my computer, I have some images here. I will copy some images there. 1, 2, 3. Where to be copied? D drive, MVC 11, MVC 11 with link 1, MVC 11 with link 1. What are the folder, guys? Uploads, paste the images. Go. Name wrong. In database, did we get wrong? Not saved. Not saved, that's all. Got your images. Are you clear? Yes or not? But guys, I'll delete off all the data. Just to show you the output only, I just put it, that's all. I'll delete off. We will plan from insert. We'll plan from the insert. You notice it now? Okay, see, right now all records are coming. All records are coming. Why? Because in our controller, when we called a passed null, suppose if I pass it true here, now also all records are true. Now also will I get all the records? Yes or not? Now also I'll get all the records because right now all the records are true. Go to database. I want to make this record as false. I want to make the record as false. See now, that record is set as second record is set as false now. Second record is set as false. I'm not getting the data. Understood? And all this is because of the query whatever written. So best thing I'll tell you, all of you, when you're working app, make the habit of debugging the code. Everything, every action method, step by step. Put a breakpoint, guys. Come on, let's hit refresh. Going here, F11. Now, bool is null having a value. Louder. So comes to else part. See the query now. This query will execute. And this query is going to load you the data. How many? Two. It's loading you 2 records. And if you click on the view button, it will show you the data also. All the data. You can see all the data in it by clicking on the view and returning you the students. And now that comes to students here and that is passed to the view now. Are you clear? It passed to view. See, layout is setting now. Going to the layout is setting and from there it came to your page. And now it is going to show you the column names, ID, name, class, fees, photo. Next loop running. First time, first record getting displayed. Okay, loop running for the second time, second record getting displayed. Are you clear? So debug, guys, make the habit of debugging. If you debug, you will correctly understand what is happening, from where it is starting, where it is jumping, everything. Actually, first, all requests first goes to action method. Controller action method, correct? Now, see in the starting classes I explained you. You are sending a request to an action method of a controller. Controller now checks. What it checks? Does it require any data? If it requires data, contacts the model. You require data now? Contacting the model. What is model doing? Model is connecting to database, fetching the data, right? And the data is given to controller. What the controller is doing, controller is passing to view. Earlier, till now, we don't have model coding. What we done? Directly we launched off the views, throwing something. Am I right? But now you have all the three parts perfect now. Controllers are there, models are there, everything is doing its job. Model is completely to talk with the database. Views completely to present the output. and controllers are in between taking the user requests. Okay, guys, have a look on the display form. This is with student. Look at the code, because going forward, I will change the model here to a student is there. Tomorrow, customer I'll take, teacher I'll take, employee I'll take. I won't again and again explain you. It's the same code in all the views what we are going to have going forward. All displays will be same coding only. Is it clear? That is why I typed all these things and shown you. First time you're doing, I typed all the things. Going forward is the same concept with the remaining also. What will change? Models will change. Student is what we use. Tomorrow I can use a customer, I can use a teacher, I can use an employee, I can use a product, anything I'll use. Only model will change, but the designing process won't change. So once again, check it out. The first line, IEnumerable. It is capable of holding a list, a table, anything. That's what we use. IEnumerable. Which type? Student. Next, this is the view back title. This will go to the layout page, and the layout page will display you the title on the top. Next, H2 element. What are you showing? Student details. Table. Border is equals to 1. Align equal to center. I used a table style, table condensed. Next, first row should show all the column names. What are you using? TH and getting the column. If you feel this lengthy, directly type of the column names there. And if you feel this lengthy, directly type of the column name. Column name only, na? What is the problem? You can type of anything you want. Okay. And see the sixth column is actions column. What are the actions? Under actions, I put all the 3 links basically. Under actions, I have all the 3 links: view, edit, delete, all these particular links. Okay. Next, what next? Using a loop now, picking one by one student from the model is a list now. Put your mouse here, it will tell you. It's not a single record, it is a list of students. So for each loop is picking one by one record. See, when I put my mouse on this refers to what? Student. This refers to the student. You're picking one by one student now and showing it. Display for is what we used. And this is for displaying the image. Because we don't have any helper for image. We don't have any helper for image. Because there is no helper, I use the regular image tag. SRC is equals to. Is this clear? Where you're picking from? Uploads folder. And what is coming here? Image1.jpg. That is coming from the database. I did not store the complete path there. If I store the complete path there, here I can directly write @student.photo enough. But I stored only name. Understood? Tomorrow folder name can change. I did not store that in the database. So let's say uploads in the folder. What concatenates? If you want the clarity, right click, view page source, and watch here. Uploads image1.jpg. Uploads image3.jpg. Okay. What next? Finally putting 3 links. View, edit, delete. 3 action methods. We need to write all the methods. We are not done here. We need to write a lot of methods still. First example, it will take a lot of time. The last class I shown you configuration. Today I just concentrated only on the display part. Clear? So next class we'll see the insert part. Insert part. That is also lengthy code. Inserting also. Next, edit and delete we'll see fine. Are you clear? We'll do all the appropriate things. We'll also create a view. When I click on the view, a big page showing a big image with all values. We'll do that. That is a simple process, not a lengthy code. Then we need to pass this SID. See here, all of you, when I click on the view, observe guys. SID is going now. This SID should be read under Hauser int SID, parameter int SID. What happened? Name mapping system will directly bring you 101 now, and now write the code to display that particular record. Same process for edit. Same process for delete, but delete will ask you first. Are you sure? Cancel. No action done. I say okay. Hitting the server. Which method? Delete student. Passing the yes side. Same way, one more link is there. What is it? Add. Are you clear? So what methods you require to write? Add student, display student, edit student, delete student. Okay, view display student, one method. Add, two methods. Why two methods? Array, get and post here. First view should launch, insert should call post method now. Two methods. Edit, two methods. Again, get and post. Delete doesn't require two methods because we are deleting on the same. So till you're required to write 6 more methods in the class, 6 more action methods in the class. Are you clearer? Okay. So just check up to here, manually enter some data, and you will get it. Are you clear? And I'm sorry, guys, if you, not tell you, if you don't have a, just check it out once, all of you while creating the project. The default constructor is present. Write the code, whatever I shown you as it is, it works. Clearer? If default constructor is not present, for them only the confusion is, you're required to write a constructor, read the connection string, pass the connection string to the data context. Is that clear? If you don't have default constructor, this is the code you're required to write. So all of you, for online students, I'll post the code. Offline student, take a photograph of this. Just you're required to add the code like this. If you don't have a default constructor, online students, I'm just going to post it for you here. Just a second, guys. Or better, online students also, if you can take a screenshot, take the screenshot of it. Just this code here, these 3 lines, that's all. You need to add it. What you'll find in the notes is MVC DB data context DC is equals to new MVC DB data context you'll find out. So not like this. You need to break it and write line. Remaining code is same only. No difference with that. Okay. Yeah, let me stop it here, guys. We'll continue tomorrow.